Ready, start. Mr. Nataraj, appearing for Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, submitted that there is a clear distinction between convicted persons and charge-framed persons. The latter cannot be put on the same pedestal as the former. During the course of the hearing, a hypothetical argument was made that in cases of minor offences like dishonor of a check, the court may frame charges, but the very fact of framing charges should not preclude a person from contesting and taking positions of responsibility in the federation. It was suggested that the disqualification event / termination of membership should only be for convicted persons who have been sentenced for 2 years or more. A parallel was drawn to section 8 within bracket 3 of the Representation of the People's Act 1951, which speaks of disqualification for a period of 6 years only on the event of conviction and sentence of imprisonment for not less than 2 years. Since the stage of framing of charges is based on substantial level of judicial scrutiny, a totally frivolous charge will not stand this scrutiny. Therefore, given the concern of criminalization of politics in India, disqualification at the stage of charging is justified, having substantial attendant legal safeguards to prevent misuse. The framing of charges is therefore not an automatic step in the trial process, but one that requires a preliminary level of judicial scrutiny. The provisions in the CRPC require adequate consideration of the merits of a criminal charge before charges are framed by the court. The level of scrutiny required before charges are framed is sufficient to prevent misuse of any provision resulting in disqualification from contesting elections. It is not in dispute that the above suggestion qua disqualification premised on framing of charge never saw the light of day. While expressing anguish over the increasing criminalization of politics, this court, in the Constitutional Bench judgment of Public Interest Foundation versus Union of India, noted that though disqualification from contesting elections upon framing of charges may be desirable, the Law Commission's recommendations had not yet fructified into law, and accordingly it would be ideal if Parliament examines the issue. We have perused the referred material and arguments in detail. In view of the fact that the recommendations of the Law Commission of India have not adopted by legislature yet, and also in view of the fact that no relevant parallel has been brought to our notice regarding any other NSF statutes containing such a provision, we are inclined to modify the provision of disqualification based on framing of charge to the standard as envisaged in the latter judgment of BCCI, that is double inverted comma conviction followed by a sentence of imprisonment double inverted comma close. Disqualification on being or becoming a public servant or holding any office in a sports or athletic association or federation apart from football, except the IOA. AIFF submits that public servants should not be excluded from holding office in the federation. It is submitted that being a double inverted comma public servant double inverted comma close should not be a disqualification event because NSC 2011 does not mandate so.